Hello, welcome to part 2 of the Ninja Turtle dialogue creation tutorial set here. Don't want to call it a series really. Hopefully just these 2 parts will cover it. But in any case, when last I left you had set up all of the, or a lot of shape keys that should give the basic shapes that we need to form the words with the lips and jaw and mouth and whatever. So we got all these shape keys set up. Now what I've gone ahead and done is set up some bones here to control the shape keys, and I just put some bones in strategic locations. They're not really controlling the mesh itself, they're driving the shape keys. So we have these shape key driver bones, and then also have the regular armature rig bones that actually controls the underlying geometry of the mesh. But these face bones are not controlling the geometry, they're driving the shape keys that we made. So let's get those set up. So I'll grab my turtle here. I'm going to start with, I like to start with the smile and frown. So smile.l, that's going to be this bone right here. As you can see here in my rig drop down or expanded tree here, node tree, mouth corner.l. So I just named the bones and tried to be as intuitive as I could. We got mouth corner.l, we got lip top, it's going to be when he shows his top teeth. Lip bottom shows his bottom teeth. Chins, where he moves his jaw down, and then left and right. Eyelid, left and right. I didn't create shape keys for those, but I have the bones ready to drive them for when I do. But right now we're just going to focus on the mouth shapes. Okay, so let's pop back to the model here, smile.l. The way you set up shape keys, drivers, is you right click on the zeros there, and you go add driver. Easy peasy. So what I want the driver properties to have, here's the object that's driving this shape key, is going to be turtle rig. That's my armature that I created and named. And where'd it go? Oh no, it disappeared. Well, I can just right click and go edit driver, and it'll bring this dialog back up. So the bone is going to be mouth corner.l. Got it right there at the bottom. Boom. And it's going to be y location, and this is very important, not world space, but local space. So now if I grab this bone, if it'll let me grab it, drag it up, you can see it's controlling that smile shape. But it's taking it a while to do it. You can see it's also controlling the mask, which I had set up already. But the corner of the mouth is not moving up nearly as quickly as the mask is. So let's modify that. Now, you can't really do what I'm wanting to do on this side, or maybe you can, but I'm going to do it a little differently. So I'm going to modify this driver. Instead of this little pop-up panel that comes up, I'm going to just go to my drivers panel window over here. Expand that out a little bit. So now you can see the drivers, it's already expanded. I've got Donnie, Leo, and Raph. Remember, that's where we change the shape keys, which isn't set up anymore, somehow broke, but in any case, it's not important. We've got smile.l. So right now it's got the driver set up, and that's exactly how I want it, but I want to add a modifier to it so that it performs its function quicker, a little more quickly. So I'm going to go to modifiers, I'm going to add in a generator, and instead of the expanded polynomial, additive, and I want it to be times 5. So now if I grab that corner and move it up, see, it moves it quite a bit faster. All right. So let's make sure one more thing. You can change this to averaged value. Hit update dependencies if you need to. And I don't know if that makes a big difference or not, but that's the way I've always done it. So it seems to work. So I'll just do that. Okay, so now that we've got the one driver set up, things are going to go a little quicker, because we can copy this and paste it. So I got smile.l. I'm going to right click on there and go copy driver. I'm going to go to smile.r, and I'm going to right click and go paste driver. Okay, so now over here I can come over here and click on there, and it's the exact same driver settings as the smile.l. Instead of mouth corner.l, I want it to be mouth corner.r. So scroll down on my list of available bones there, mouth corner.r. So now if I grab the mouth corner.r, it's controlling that side. So if I grab both of them and smile both sides at the same time. All right, moving and a trucking. Let's do the same thing on the frown. I'm going to right click on the, actually I still have it in the memory copy buffer clipboard, so I don't have to copy it again. You can if you want to, and it's not going to break the law. I'm going to paste that driver there on frown.l. So come over here and modify that. And this is all correct, but I want it to affect the driver or the shape key when it goes down instead of up. So I need to go to my modifiers, and instead of x then being 5, I'm going to switch that to -5. Okay? So now grab that bone, move it up, he smiles, and then if I move it down, he frowns. All right. So we can copy that and paste it to the frown.r. And you don't have to come over here, like I said, you can do some stuff from here from the pop-up panel. Change that to R. Boom, instead. Okay? And then I can grab that, smile, frown. Okay. So as you can imagine, this is how we're going to set up the rest of the shape keys as well. So all we have to do is change the bone and perhaps the direction that it's going. So show teeth top. I'm going to copy the smile, copy driver, to the show teeth top, paste the driver, and go to there, go to drivers, and I don't want it to be mouth corner anymore. I'm going to say lip top, boom. Okay, Y location, and it's going to go up. Grab that one. Yay, show his teeth. All right, so this is handy for if he's smiling, showing his teeth. See? Lovely. All right, so let's do the same thing for the show teeth bottom. I'm going to copy the driver, paste it on show teeth bottom, come over here, go to the drivers, set it to lip bottom, and this one needs to go down instead of up, so I need to change the modifier to -5. There we go. So now get that one and show us his teeth. This is actually how I smiled in my kindergarten picture. They said, say cheese. So I said cheese. And that's basically kind of what my face looks like in my kindergarten yearbook. They said say cheese, so that's what it is. And it's funny, my daughter made the exact same expression in her 3-year-old class yearbook. So that was funny. Like father, like daughter. All right, so let's clear that out. Alt-G. Oh, that's the chin. Okay. I was like, why isn't it moving? Okay, so let's move on down here. We got F, and the way I like to do F is the bottom lip, instead of going down, it's going to go on the Z-axis. This is to and fro, so I'm going to go bottom. Let's copy the driver from the bottom lip. Copy driver, paste it to the F. Boom. Grab that and change it to, instead of Y location, it's going to be Z location. So if I grab it now and move it on our Y-axis visibly, or you can hit the Z twice, and it'll form the F sound. Awesome. Okay. Save this. All right. Jaw left. This one's going to be the chin. So let's just copy driver from smile left. Paste driver. This one's going to be a little different. Since it's not going to be up and down, it's going to be left and right. So the jaw left is going to go to the left. So I need to say, instead of lip bottom, it's going to be chin. Boom. And instead of Z location, it's going to be X location. And let's see if -5, I think that's going to go the other direction. X. Oh, it's not affecting anything, is it? Oh, it's still got mouth corner for some reason. Oh, I changed the chin to the F instead. So we're going to say lip bottom. Boom. Did I change that? I changed the wrong one. So that's going to be Z location. All right, let's make sure. All right, so now jaw left. There we go. Chin. Sure that's the right one. All right, and this one's going to be X location. So let's see if the -5 is correct. It is. How about that? Okay, so let's copy that to the jaw right. come in here, make sure you got the right one, and we're going to set this one to be -5. There we go. So now if I move it this way, there you go. And finally, jaw down. Paste that driver. A copy of the jaw left and right, still in the memory buffer. And this one's going to need to be a -5, and I'm going to change it to the Y location. Okay, so now left, right, and down. So if I kind of, looks like he's chewing something if I do it in a rotated order here. You can get his, or maybe his top lip. So it's pretty neato. Alright, so I believe that's pretty much all. Oh, we got mouth wide open. So the way I'm going to do this one is going to be the same thing as the jaw, down, but instead of down, it's going to go back. So he's like, imagine like dragging his chin back towards his throat. It's going to open up more. Alright, so I'm going to copy this jaw down driver, paste it on mouth wide open, and then come here and change it to Z location. So now if I go Z axis there, mouth wide open, so he can go or something, I don't know. Chew with his mouth open, go back a little bit, and then there. Anyways, okay. So we have pretty much everything we need to set up the facial expressions. Go ahead and save this. Now remember, the way we set up pose libraries now is to go to the asset browser. And right now it's set to all. And as soon as it populates here, it's got a bunch of hair stuff in here, which we don't need. So I'm going to, instead of changing it, saying all, I'm going to go to current file. And I'm going to create a new one. And we're going to call this one, I'm going to call it capital turtle phonemes. Remember, phonemes is a word it's the word for the different shapes that your mouth makes when it's forming words and letters and sounds. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to go ahead and save, and let's start off with the E sound. So I'm going to move his facial controls, and actually let's go back to solid view so it's a little easier. So E, almost kind of a smile. I'm going to show his teeth. Alright, so now I'm going to select all of these bones, and I'm going to go to Asset, Create Pose Asset. And let's grab the camera, and while we're doing this, let's get some better looking thumbnails. Did I hide the camera? I guess I did. Okay, so hide that background back. There we go. I'm going to set this camera to have a square shape. So let's just go 400 by 400. Not sure why I picked 400, but that'll work. So I'm going to zoom in here and change the camera focal length so it's a little flatter. Okay. So I'm actually going to grab these. Oh, that's a snarl. Okay. Corners of his mouth make the E a little more. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and see if it'll let me. All right. If you create a shape key and you want to get rid of it, it's kind of hard to find, but you can either right-click here and go delete. You don't want to delete that catalog, but you can go clear asset, or undo that. Oops. Create a new asset. Okay. If I hit my N here, you can click on it right here and say clear asset. So that's how you get rid of them if you want to. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and render out this particular, actually let's go ahead and create the pose asset, render it out. I believe I'm in the EV shader. So this will take a second to render here. Okay, so that's going to be the E shape, so I'm going to save this as, and I've got face poses here already. So I've got a few already done from the tutorial you might have watched before. I'm going to call this one PH for phonemes _ E. Save. And I'm going to go ahead and open that. Exposes here. There we go. All right, so there we go. Now, A is another. So let's, also rename that one to E. Okay, and A, it's almost a, kind of like the E is almost a smile. A is almost a frown. A, maybe a little bit of a, that's a snarl. Don't need that. All right, so I'll select all those. Create new pose asset. And go ahead and render that. All right, image save as. Phonemes, name it A. All right, and load that up. AE, and then, you know, one shape that I didn't make, let's make that real quick. And that's going to be, the O shape, make the lips forming an O shape. So I'm going to select all of these guys, Alt-G to clear out their locations. Grab my model, side view, I'm going to create one more shape key. I'm going to call this one ooh. All right. I'll tab into edit mode, grab the very center of his lips, bring those out. Hit my period button and set the median point to rotate around the selection rather than the 3D cursor. Okay, so that's looking all right. For some reason, this middle of the bottom lip looks to go inwards. And we want his lips to be forming kind of a U shape rather than just kind of being open, so I need to grab that. Set more like that, and then also the lips themselves. All of the lips are going to be a little more narrow. Okay, so does that one look all right? I mean, it would work probably, but I want it to be a little more ooh shape. So grab this. Form that circle there at the beginning, the front of his mouth a little more. Oh, his teeth popping through. Fix that. I'm going to turn off X-ray again. It gets in the way a little bit. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Ooh. Alright, so now I'm going to make the shape key from the jaw, actually the mouth wide open. Copy that, paste that, change it to, where are we going? Drivers. Change the value ooh to be the chin, but it's going to do the opposite of the mouth wide open. It's going to come forward to do that. Ooh. See, it almost looks like he's forming words just doing like that, right? Okay, so go back to our asset browser. Come here. Come on, man. There. All right. So we got EA. Let me rename that one to A or I. Okay, grab all those bones. Alt-G. Got his look at targets here. Let me hide those. Grab these. Alt-G. There we go. All right. So AE and I. It's going to be a lot like E. Maybe a little bit more, smiley. Trying to form all the vowel sounds. All right. So I'm going to create a new asset for this one. This is going to be I. So we got AEI. Go ahead and render that. Save as. PHI. Save. And then load that one. Okay, so using this same technique, I'm going to create a few more phonemes, and I like to keep my tutorials at 20 minutes or thereabouts. So I'm out of time. I guess it's going to have a part 3. So I'll catch you in part 3. I'll go ahead and create all the other phonemes in the meantime, and then kind of just quickly go over that. And then we'll set up an actual lip syncing dialogue. So thanks for watching. Catch you in part 3.